Welcome back. We're here with Ariel from Bliss Massage and Healing. Ariel, thank you for coming on the podcast today. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
thank you for having me. I'm super excited.
Yes, we met on Facebook, which is always a good place to meet. So, things happen for a reason. So I'm very excited to dive into your massage business and everything that it entails. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're not just a regular massage therapist, but you're also certified in trigger point therapy.
Yes. And neuromuscular therapy.
Yes.
hmm
How does that change the experience that a client is going to have with you?
So in school, we do a lot of more in-depth techniques. Um, we do deeper into the muscle. Some massage therapy programs, I think massage therapy programs are starting to evolve more into the neuromuscular side. Um, but there's a lot of schools that also just stick more to the basics of massage. And so, at least in the neuromuscular program, you're getting to have a deeper knowledge into the muscles. You're learning the attachment sites. You're learning how this muscle affects the other muscles and other areas of the body. You're learning about the nervous system. You're really learning to help people gain range of motion in certain body parts and just overall longer feeling better after a massage outside of that relaxation massage that most people kind of get.
Yeah. So you being proficient in neuromuscular and that deeper type of stuff allows you to give a better service to your clients.
Absolutely. Yeah. More of, we don't really fix, but almost with neuromuscular, sometimes you can fix things. There's a lot that you can do to help someone on a deeper level than a superficial level and really give them treatment along with like PT, chiropractic,
Yeah.
any other things.
And how can your massage therapy practice couple with other holistic ways of healing the body?
So, one of the things that I'm actually really excited that I'm going to get into is trauma touch therapy. So, massage therapy really kind of rolls into that mental health aspect as well. And I've been learning a little bit about how much our body holds on to trauma. And so, when it comes to that side of things, it's really cool that you can pair massage with learning how to release, trauma from people's bodies, help them with their depression and anxiety and releasing stress. Like, that's super huge. But then, like, sometimes people get like acupuncture and then
Yeah.
they'll get massage after. So that kind of helps. And like I was saying earlier, kind of with um, alongside with like chiropractics and PT and all of
Yeah.
that. Massage is also a very connecting practice. So, you are kind of transferring energies with other
Yeah.
people. And so there's work in that as well. And so, along with the healing side of, the holistic healing side, massage plays a huge role into that because you're helping people regulate their nervous system. You're helping them calm their body down, release, lower their cortisol levels. And that's super huge for a lot of people, especially today. There's so many stresses
Yeah.
in this world, and the human experience can be very stressful sometimes. So, I think massage is such a great addition that people should really include in a lot of their healthcare and even self care practices.
You mentioned something that I find very fascinating when I dive into all this stuff is the exchange or the transfer of energy when
Yes.
it comes to the massage therapist transferring their aura, their energy, whatever we would like to call it, onto the patient. Could you kind of dive deeper into your opinion or your perspective on the spiritual like energy transfer of a massage?
Yeah. So we are all energy. Us as humans, things that we touch, even the air, it's all energy. It's all connected. And when you even just brush someone's shoulder, you're doing an energy transfer. So I could actually feel sometimes when I'm massaging when someone has tension, it will pass into my hand. Like I have to sometimes shake my hand off a little because I can feel super tight in my hand, but it's just because I'm getting that transfer to me. And if someone is coming in and they're having a bad day or they've been going through a lot, sometimes I can feel that too. And I have to really practice protecting my energy, but also protecting my clients from my energy. Because
Yeah.
I try to come into my sessions, with a positive mindset, happy. ready to heal somebody. I go into my sessions wanting to this person to feel like they were heard and that they just feel better. And so I have to also make sure when I'm going into my sessions that I am just happy and calm and in good energy, if that makes sense.
You, yeah, no, for sure. I think that's a huge aspect of life, but especially these type of services is
Hmm.
the aspect of things that we can't see, but it's there. And as our aura ring and things around us are always happening energy wise that we don't even know that's going on. So I think these are even from you from a business standpoint, very important things to present to your clients and bring up to them of like, hey, there's a whole nother side of this that I can educate you on that you've probably never been told or even seen about.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And that's something with like the trauma release therapy that I want to
Yeah.
do is helping people be in a better energy and a better mindset when it comes to going through just different things in life that we naturally go through. Everyone has some type of big or small trauma or needing of healing in their life. And so that's really what I'm passionate about and what got me into massage is wanting to do that.
And one thing I'm very curious about was was there any fears or nervousness when you first got into massage about touching people?
Absolutely. I think for me, I can, considering energy transfer, and then you learn a lot in school about like also boundaries, and that's a huge thing as well when you're in an intimate space like massage. Because if you think about it, it is an intimate space, and so I was nervous. And it's funny because I'm not like a hugger. Like I'll hug my
Yeah.
friends and family, but I'm not a super touchy person. So it's really funny that I like got into massage and I really enjoy it. But I also wanted to do that for myself. I wanted to push myself out of my comfort zone. I knew I wanted to do something that could help people on a completely different level than healthcare. Because right now I do work in urgent care as I'm working on my business. So, and I've been doing that for a long time. And so I was ready for something different, something to connect to people more because that's also super important to me. And so massage just kind of fell in my lap in that way. And so I had some fears, but I had more excitement and like eagerness to learn and connect with others more than I had my fear.
Was your experience in urgent care a driver of you wanting to get into massage? Like things you saw, things you were experiencing, maybe things you even wanted to change?
Yeah, more things that I wanted to change, I think, because most of my jobs, so I've been a medical assistant for 10 years, and most of my jobs have been very on the medical side, like cuz I could have worked in like orthopedics or I could have worked alongside I guess that's pretty much, yeah, like injury places, things like that. That's about like the body, more related to massage. But I
Yeah.
worked more on the medicine side. I worked in a HIV clinic. I work in urgent care. I've worked in dermatology, and so a lot of my jobs as a medical assistant really didn't set me up for like the to motivate me to go to massage, but me wanting to change things,
Yeah.
seeing how people can heal naturally, seeing how people have chronic pain issues and chronic body issues that can be fixed with continuous TLC of your body, you know?
Yeah.
So it was more just me wanting to change things and make a difference outside of the medicine part of healthcare.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's there's a whole nother world out there,
There
which
really
is
is. And I feel like
the
it's,
holistic side.
yeah, it's starting to be talked about more. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
it's coming more and more to light over the past like 5 years or so. So that's also kind of why I'm excited about it because it's like this is the time to really get people educated and knowledgeable about the natural stuff that they can do to help their body today. You know, we don't have to stick to pharmaceuticals and we don't have to do all the interventions that are not good for your body or your brain. There's so much good natural healing we can do.
And why do you think things like grounding with the earth is such an unknown practice of healing?
I think sometimes people tend to think like the term woo woo, which people say is like extreme, like people are like super spiritual and like they don't believe in that stuff. Like it's real. It's actually science backed grounding. It's connecting to Earth's magnetic field. Like it is literal science, you know? It's
Yeah.
nothing that's just like crazy spiritual someone is making up. There are plenty of studies around grounding and how important it is to for us to connect to our roots and connect to earth that has been provided for us. We have everything that we need on earth. And so grounding is really important to just kind of balance yourself, really hold it on. Like when I'm grounding myself, I look around, I breathe in, and I really embrace like being present and having gratitude for what earth has to offer, what God has put on the earth for us. Like that is huge for me.
And more on the personal side or just your life in general,
Mhm.
what is one action that you wish you started doing earlier in your life?
Ooh, that's a good question. Something I wish I started doing earlier in my life. There's a few things I think. Um, I think the biggest one for me would have to be self-care and like loving myself because I feel like over the past couple years loving myself has grown so much, and within that comes confidence, and within that is when you can love yourself. It's true, when you can love yourself you can love others. That goes
Yeah.
beyond like relationships and friendships and family. That goes into strangers and just the outside world. You're your better self, and you can give more to others when you can love yourself and when you can believe that you could do all the things that you want to do in this world.
Why do you think as humans we struggle so much to love ourselves?
I think because there's a lot of expectations that are put on us as humans. I think we often, man, that's like a good point. I'm trying to like think. My brain sometimes I'll like think of something and then it's like gone. Little ADHD. But yeah, I think as humans we just have a lot on our plate, and especially with social media, I think there's a lot of comparison involved. I think the biggest thing is for us to not compare ourselves to others because every human experience is so different and unique, and you have to not look at the other person for approval. You have to not look into another person's life or world to determine what you want over yours. You have to be unique because you are unique and choose yourself. And once you do that, that's when self love starts to flow in, and you make those choices to truly love yourself and just choose your life, no one else's.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
think it's even ourself. I think we put so much pressure on ourself to reach this super high goal or our full potential. And then we're so kind to friends or family of like, oh, you
Yes.
failed, just get back up and do it again. But then us, we're like, we should have did it better. Like we should have
Mm-hmm.
done this way, or why weren't we perfect when we did this? And I think even just our own critiquing and our own passion or drive to want to be the best can even hurt us.
Absolutely. That's one of the things I've been definitely learning the past even year for myself is just not putting so much pressure because there's already so much pressure put on us every day.
For sure. I have two more questions for you.
Yeah.
What is one thing that surprised you when you first dove deep into the world of holistic healing?
I think one of the first things that surprised me was how much I was able to connect with myself and reconnect with other people. Like I feel like through healthcare, I found myself kind of detaching a little from human connection because I used to be so connected. I used to love people so much, and I just used to want to spend time with a lot of people as well. And then I feel like through healthcare, for some reason, I started to not want to be around people as much. And I would question things more or judge more, which I'm super ashamed to say because I never used to. And then, you know, people are judging a lot. And so you
Yeah.
just kind of you just hold on to some of those habits that are you're around constantly. And so I think me going into massage really also was me trying, like I said, get that human connection again. And I I didn't I thought I lost it. Like I didn't think I was going to be able to get it again, and I was. And that was a huge breakthrough moment for me and like solidified that I can choose how to go about things in my life. Like it's for example, like, things happen to you and yes, sometimes we create habits or behaviors based off of what happens to us, but then we get to make a choice how we move forward.
Yeah.
I could have stayed in that mindset, but I chose to get out of it, you know?
Yeah.
And so that was a huge thing for me, was having that realization that I can do this. I can overcome, a low moment in my life.
I think that's huge for people just in general
Yeah.
of realizing that they can change. Because I think a lot of people are like, oh, I have this problem or I have this problem, and it's just who I am,
Yeah.
versus realizing this is not who I am. I can fix this, I can cure this, and getting out of the identity of being known for something versus saying I can cure this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I have
Absolutely.
one more question for you.
Okay.
If you could have dinner with two people,
Oh my goodness.
one person from the past and one person from the present, who would it be and why?
Wow. That's a good one. Someone from the past and someone from the present. I would probably let's do someone from the present first. Someone from the present, I would probably sit down with my grandpa, because I feel like we have a pretty good connection, but I feel like I haven't sat down with him and just like asked all the questions, like
Yeah,
how was life then, and what are your biggest like life lessons, and all these different things, like just had like a good intimate conversation with him.
yeah,
And so I would love to do that. I should probably do that.
yeah.
And then, oh my goodness, from the past, that's a hard one. I don't even know
It could be anyone,
anyone.
anyone that's died.
Hmm. I guess the first person that comes to my mind, or sticking with grandparents here, my grandma. She
I love
passed
it.
a couple years ago. But I felt like she was just always like, she always did try to be positive, and she always like lifted people up. And my grandparents did a lot of traveling, and they've experienced so many things. And it is sad after someone passes that you don't realize how much you didn't ask the questions,
Yeah,
you didn't get to really truly know them. And so it would be nice to sit at a dinner table with her again and just
yeah.
ask all the questions.
Well, this is a good point for you to go to your grandfather and be like, "Hey,
Right?
let's sit down for 2 hours, and I just want to talk to you, before you pass away, so I can have this moment with you." Because, like you said, a lot of people do pick their grandparents or their family, and they're like, "I wish I could just have that one more conversation with them." So,
Yeah, absolutely.
absolutely. So, Ariel, that's all the questions I have for you.
Okay.
How can people find you, and what is one thing you want to leave people with?
So you can find me at bblissbu.com. And then I also have an Instagram. It is bbliss_massage. And then I just started a new TikTok. It is bbliss wellness. And so we're expanding that, trying new
Nice.
things. So I'm really excited for that. And then what was your second question? Oh,
What is one
leaving
thing
what
you
to
want
leave
to
people
leave
with.
people with?
um, well, I want to leave people with just remembering to always choose healing. And when people come into my studio, that's my goal. Like, my goal is for people to leave feeling like they were heard and that they matter. And as my business grows and I learn more about trauma and healing, that is something that I hope that people leave just healed. And yeah,
I love it. Well,
yep,
Ariel,
more loved, self-care.
yeah, yeah, that's the way, right?
Yeah.
So thank you for coming on the podcast, Ariel. I
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks
it.
for having me.
Great conversation. I'm honored to be your first podcast, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was so exciting to come on here and chat.